Hey, we're going to go ahead and get into lesson 1-6 and our focus lesson here. And we're going to be talking today about persuasive graphs. And we should be able to analyze these persuasive graphs, describe their features, and really be able to understand what the graphs really say and not be persuaded because we understand these features and how we can use these features to try to influence, how we think about things. So we're going to look at some headlines here first before we get to graphs and talk about how this can be persuasive, how we word things can persuade how we feel about things. So look at this first headline up here. Americans consume 100 acres of pizza per day. Okay, which means each day we're eating the equivalent of 100 football fields covered with pizza. Okay, so again, that's kind of got that wow factor. 100 football fields covered with pizza. That's a lot of pizza. Okay, so let's analyze really how much this really is, and we're going to show how this is a little bit deceptive, and these guys trying to make us think that we eat way too much pizza here in America. Okay, they want us to think, this writer, that this is a lot of pizza. So let's really look at these statistics a little bit more closely. There's 43,560 square feet in an acre. So think about a ruler all the way around in a square. That would be 1 square foot. So 43,560 of those in an acre. Okay, so 100 acres. If we look here, if we have 100 acres, we have to take that times 100, and we end up with 4,356,000. Okay, so we're just going to round that for this to make it a little simpler. 4,350,000 square feet of pizza. Okay, which is a lot of pizza. So if Americans eat that much pizza each day for 365 days, okay, this is just one day here. So if we take that times 365, we get approximately 1,588,000,000 square feet of pizza per year that Americans eat. Okay, so let's break that down a little bit more. But let's say that pizza, there are 310 million people approximately in the United States. So if I take this number and divide it by the number of people, we get an equivalent of about 5.123, or around 5 pizzas. Okay, 5 square feet of pizza in 1 year. So the average pizza is about 1 square foot. Okay, so really all this really means, if we break down the data, is that each American eats about 5 pizzas per year. Okay, so that doesn't seem so much anymore. I mean, some of you eat more than 5 pizzas a year. Some people eat no pizzas. Some have very little. So it kind of averages out to about 5 pizzas per year. So now all of a sudden that doesn't seem like very much. Whereas when we looked at this 100 acres of pizza per day, this author wants us to believe that we're eating way too much pizza. Okay, whereas if we would look at this next headline down here, an average American eats 5 pizzas per year, that doesn't seem so shocking. It's not a big wow number. And actually, both of these are correct. So kind of depending on how you feel about it and what you're trying to persuade people to believe, to believe like you, you could use either one of these to try to make your argument that we eat too much, or maybe we don't. This would say maybe this isn't that bad. So again, you got to be careful. And when we look at graphs, there are ways that they can trick us as well. So we're going to look at that next in another video, and we'll see how these graphs and how they can do things to change the way it looks, to persuade you, to change your opinion, maybe to believe like they believe. Okay, so we just got to make sure we can really understand what things mean so we can make our own opinion.